The communists are at it again.
The communists are at it again.
That's right.
Oh, salam alaikum, bitches. It's me, your man, Commie Mark, your friendly neighborhood communist. Welcome to Russian Troll Factory episode 199. I don't know what we're going to do about episode 200. Yeah, but you guys haven't been on 199 episodes. Only I have, yeah. Oh, and no one else can hear you yet, so I just answered a question no one else can hear. So that's dumb. Let me bring the... You're still talking like they can hear you. I must... Nobody can hear what you're saying, it's these dickheads.
Part because he keeps getting interrupted anyway.
Alright,
Yeah.
now they can hear what you're saying. That's been 40 seconds. That's 40 seconds of me just looking at the screen, listening to you dickheads, before moving into the main show.
Sweet.
Is it working for anyone? Is
I like that. How's our audio chat?
I asked in chat if how our audio was
Yeah.
The stream is going okay. There's an extra box that's you. There's like an on.
Yeah. I see it.
Outro,
Good spot.
there's an extra box of you. It says low and bass is max.
I'll take it.
This is a new style intro. We haven't done one like this for a...
I'm going freer like even less
Loose.
even looser, looser than ever.
Yeah, I just did an audio check on this, and it sounds okay.
Yeah.
I miss AIOC.
Oh.
Wow.
Rip.
I didn't think anyone would say that.
It was funny watching you try to get that to work, though. It's like one of those classic things where it's like some snake oil salesman comes into town and he's like, "Oh, I have this invention that's gonna change your life," and like the whole town like crowds around like, "Oh wow, what's this?" It's like, "It's meet the automaton." And then like you try to get it to work, and it's just like, and you're like, "Oh, just 1 minute here, let's get it fixed." Let's, and you running around.
Turned up, honest.
You know the story.
And then it's just by the end, it's just like 3 kids like watching you, and they're like weird dog, and like everyone is like walked over.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the target audience. Those 3 people.
Hi, Gemini. My boyfriend.
What the?
Just
I'm getting my boyfriend.
Hello.
Oh.
Dennis Rodriguez
no.
is here. Hello. He says Leighton Starmer.
Hey, Dennis.
Piper's here, obviously, and Billy. Shifter is or was here. Hello. Yeah, I can hear you, Clem. Fandango, welcome. Okay, I'm just checking that the stream is working myself. Yeah, great. Okay, so Billy. Your home state.
Yeah.
Is it still on fire this week? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's they still do not have the fires completely handled, which is both ridiculous and horrible.
Yeah. And the problem is, I believe that you don't have water in the desert.
There's plenty of water. There just happens to be a particular native species of fish that's in some of those waters that the California legislature feels is more important in preserving than providing water to the lowlands.
Oh, okay. The reason that I was asking is for a bit of communist news. I wanted to show you this video from China. Like this came on my feed this week, and it made me think of you and your California.
On Chinese New Year, nonetheless.
Yeah. We have several reservoirs that are just as full as that right now. And see how that it like looks down, like you can tell that it's at a high elevation. That's what I mean. Like there's plenty of water up in our highlands that's being held like this that they're just not providing because of the fish.
Well, and does what you have match this?
Oh, shit. China actually spent, yes, $90 billion to build a miraculous project that amazed the whole world. The planning of this project alone took 50 years. As soon as it was exposed, it shocked engineers all over the world. It is China's South to North Water Diversion Project, designed to last up to 100 years. It is called a true century-old project. The project is divided into 3 sections: East, Middle, and West. Since
it looks like it missed there. That wasn't just me, was it? Like
that didn't look like it lined up.
East, Middle.
Whoops.
A bit of work to do on that part.
I use Legos a lot. There's like 2 little half circle pieces that would fit right in there. That would.
Yeah,
so
that'll
you
fix
have
it.
more water in China than America.
I don't know.
That's not a fair comparison. China's bigger.
Well, could you
not
go and
much,
like
though.
take their water and bring it to yours? Like that's what the white man normally does when he wants resources, right? He's going.
Yeah, well, we can get it. We can take it from Canada too.
Yeah.
middle and west. Since its construction, more than 2.2 trillion cubic feet of water has been sent to the north. The water problems of 42 large and medium-sized cities and more than 280 counties and districts have been completely solved. It has greatly improved the environment in the north that was worsened by
It would be sick to speedboat down, wouldn't it, or something? Like,
Oh,
that's
dude.
what I keep thinking when I see it.
water shortage. Water from the south travels 870 miles to the north with an elevation difference of
870 miles is very far, isn't it?
They don't
That's
look
like-
very Chinese.
You know what I like is like they named off those figures of like how many people's lives are improved and it's saved, but they left out the part that like, and it only took us 500,000 deaths on construction sites to fix it, to make this happen.
And it's gonna fall apart in a year.
It said it's gonna last for 100 years.
Hopefully it'll
Did they
last
use
longer,
actual
too.
construction materials this time?
Are their years different to ours? Because their new year is different.
If you break
I
that
hope
down,
it's shorter,
$50 billion
'cause-
too, isn't that just like that's like a $500,000 a year if it lasts 100 years?
It's
I
cheap.
guess that's pretty good. Yeah.
Mm.
And that's one of the, you know, the actual advantages of having a totalitarian dictatorship or whatever, that you can do
You haven't
projects
got
that are for 100 years or whatever. You don't have to
Oh no,
worry
that's
about
billion. No, it'd be
re-election.
100 million a year if it lasts 100 years. Yeah.
Still good. I'm sure California spends that on crackheads.
Well, and we were talking about Canada. What's funny is it's like the huge rivers that come from our north are from Canada that go directly down into California's water reserves that are not being used for the fire.
Yeah, Dennis says that the columns are made out of rice paper.
Right?
Oh, that
They're
doesn't-
origami.
100 in cat years. I like that.
I've
Oh,
been
that's
reading out
racist.
people's chats and they're not
Japanese.
coming up on the screen, so that's dumb. Why is that not working?
Click it, maybe it'll make an echo.
Yeah, that's. Oh, there we go. Now it's working.
you
I just
go.
had to... All right.
Dennis.
100 cat years. Yes, very good. Hello, Kate in Orlando.
Yeah.
Shifter says Canada said that they're gonna shut off the water to the US if the tariffs go on their goods, which they have. Like that happened in the last couple of hours, hasn't it? Like you signed a executive order for that.
Yeah, how are they gonna shut off the water? Like it literally like comes through the land. I mean, so unless they build a wall or a funnel,
They're gonna build some dams.
yeah.
The thing with tariffs, right, is that it's not actually gonna affect the real America, by which I mean, you know, McDonald's and Starbucks and Subway, like the
Corporate
the
America.
multinational corporations, you know, like they're, you know, they still say, oh, we're 100 in the UK. McDonald's says all our beef is 100% like British sustainable beef or whatever. You know that each node on the web of those corporations is sustainable within its own country anyway. Like they do that as a market employ. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I bet if you go to Canada, there McDonald's says 100% Canadian beef or whatever. Like
Well, I know it's that way in Japan. Like they don't import the beef because it's like a in 1991, a hamburger was like $16 at a Japanese McDonald's just for the hamburger, like not meal or anything, just like single patty hamburger.
It's almost as much as it's starting to cost here.
I mean, yeah, but like 40 years ago, yeah, or 35 years ago.
Oh shoot.
No, because they were using local Japanese beef, which is way more expensive.
Oh yeah.
if you
But
want,
also
if you want
Probably
high,
healthier.
if you want high quality Japanese style beef, you should hit up Matthew Birdie, renowned
I was gonna
international
say, yep.
Wagyu beef dealer.
Thomas Bandit.
Yeah, I made a joke about Matthew Burdick in the backstage, and I called him Thomas Burdick, like by mistake, because that's how much like he affected me psychologically. I couldn't even remember what his name was.
When you've got that many, tenants living rent free in your head, it's not surprised you
Well,
get their
as
names mixed.
as a communist, obviously I support people living rent free. Like that's part of my
Exactly.
ideology. Shifter asks, "Is that Piper's butt on the thumbnail?" Which it's definitely not. He says, "At first I thought it was Mark's, but the underwear is too clean." Yeah, that's true. No, it's that's
It's
the
the
big
new
story.
spokesperson for the channel, but she doesn't know anything about Russians, trolls, or factories.
You don't need to know those things to work here, I guess. No, that's the big story of the week. Like, we got a big fart story, which is great.
What do you? Okay,
Can't
wait.
wait
Let's,
to get
let's
to
do
that.
let's do the premise before we like, because I have honest questions. So
I do tend to keep on top of fart news. So
This doesn't actually have anything to do with disliking French people.
this week in Pooty News.
Yeah, so there's a when I shared the thumbnail like in the DM room, Piper was like, "I don't get it. What I only understand the Monty Python reference and the fart news of the week," and it's like, yeah, that's everything. Like, there is nothing else. Like you.
I
tell
added
us.
I added that one because I didn't because at first I looked and I was like, ah, crap, it looks like there's political crap happening over there, and I'm not on top of that. I completely forgot about that fart news. So then I added it on. I was like, oh, and this. Because I realized, oh, you know what? That's probably at least part of the show.
We do have fart news to get to. Like, look forward to that. But before
Yeah,
that,
you're just gonna have to hold it in a little bit longer before we let it out.
we do have some of that political crap that you talked about.
Oh, please.
Yeah, see, that's what I was like. I don't know what all of this is about.
No, don't make us listen to him.
You know, you was telling me backstage how much you love him, Kenzo. I remember.
So much. He's just such a charismatic leader. Oh.
I definitely would not follow this man like into a battle, but there is one politician that I've seen a bunch this week that I just look at with jealousy. Like, why can't we have one of those like here?
Xi Jinping?
It wasn't actually. This week. This week I've been crushing on Tulsi Gabbard and it like.
Oh yeah,
Damn.
yeah, she's pretty awesome, right? She's our Pretty Patel.
Hmm?
She's far more based than that. Like, oh yeah. In fact, I've been watching like all of the hearings this week or whatever. You know, trying to get people in their positions, and it's been hilarious. Lots of good stuff, but we're talking about this uncharismatic dickhead instead.
This case is a sign. Britain now faces a new threat. Terrorism has changed.
It's changed.
It's not like the good old terrorism, like from youth or whatever.
Back in my day.
It's not your dad's
It's
terrorism.
changed. It was the Irish, then it was the other ones. And this now has changed.
In the past, the predominant threat was highly organized groups with clear political intent, Groups like Al Qaeda.
Just for the record, we're not a highly organized group, are we? Like, that's very much apparent.
I don't know. You might fall into the category of these new types.
Well, let's find out.
Political intent. Groups like Al Qaeda. That threat, of course, remains.
Well, yeah, because you just gave him a country, like in Syria, innit? Like, that literally just happened. Like, of course, that threat remains.
But now, alongside that, we also see acts of extreme violence perpetrated by loners, misfits, young men in their bedroom, accessing all manner of material online.
I see, that sounds... Yeah.
People perpetrating crimes, you know, being alone in their bedroom.
Loners, misfits.
He's talking about incels, isn't he? Like, without saying it. Like, that's
The
what it
Rockos, the
means.
Dweebies,
You know,
they think he's a righteous dude.
terrorism has like a definition. It's not just like doing crimes that affect a lot of people. Like, there's
No,
actually
if
like
someone's feelings get hurt, that counts
that's
as
terrorism.
like you're committing a terror act on them because you're causing them distress and anxiety.
I mean, there's some people currently sitting in a jail cell for suggesting this thing that he's specifically talking about was an act of terrorism. So
That's
it's
true.
kind of weird how, yeah.
Yeah.
And just, he was saying, like, in the old days, you know, we was only dealing with these organized groups like Al Qaeda, and now we have to deal with like these lone guys who are doing it by themselves. The truth is that in the old days, that would happen as well. Like, and then the Islamic State would just claim them. Remember, like, that some shit would happen, and then the next day it would be like, Islamic State was like, it was us, we did it.
Totally
we,
us.
like,
The nail bomber guy, he was a lone misfit as well, wasn't he? But he was not obviously Al Qaeda. He was far right now.
For notoriety. Sometimes inspired by traditional terrorist groups, but fixated on that extreme violence, seemingly for its own sake. Now, it may
If
well
it's for its
be
own
that
sake, it's not terrorism.
that's actually that's a key point, like in the case, like, and we'll look at like the official definition, like in a.
Or did they change
like
it? Like,
this
they
are
keep
hard-
Well,
changing other.
that's the point of his video. He's saying that we should change it. I think he's
Oh.
saying to include loners in their bedrooms, like wanking to genocides or whatever.
harder to spot.
Oh my god.
Which obviously, I don't recommend doing that. I don't suggest doing that. Like,
Yeah, but there should be other words for that.
For what?
For doing that aren't terrorism. Like, terrorism was a very specific thing, so that we knew the motivations behind the crime or the events. And now,
They should have like a. They should get like a uniform, so we know that they're terrorists.
Pretty sure it's violence that's with the intent to cause distress with an entire society and or nation from, you know, like.
yeah, but it's usually
We
supposed
can't
to
shrug
be
our shoulders
like,
and
say,
accept that.
political
We
motivated.
can't have
You
a
were
chaos
terrorizing to
spoken.
get something done
Right.
or to make a point.
let's hear the puppet out. Let's hear what he's got to say. Like,
Security system that fails to tackle people who are a danger to our values, our security, our children. We have to be ready to face every threat. And when I look through
When he
the
says our
details,
values, does he mean like the government's values or like our values?
I think he means the government's.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened this month in January is this press briefing room used to be blue, like it was just painted blue, and he recently spent £70,000 putting this fake wood, like in the
How does
background.
it cost that much?
Nice. That's some good looking wood.
Everything's more
That's
expensive
good
nowadays.
looking
man.
wood.
Of this case. The extreme nature of the violence. The meticulous plan to attack young children in a place of joy and safety. Violence clearly intended to terrorize. Then I understand why people wonder what the word terrorism means. And so if the law needs to change to recognize this new and dangerous threat, then we will change it. And quickly.
That escalated.
Are we gonna get to fart terrorism? Like, is that in the future? Like,
Dude, Dutch ovening an entire school to make a point.
I think we're talking foreshadowing here, huh? Clouds loom over the things to come.
I was teaching my son about the 3 states of matter and used piss, shit, and farts like as a metaphor for that. So
No.
the guy who done the stabbing that we talked about all those months ago that he was referring to, like it didn't get tried as a terrorist, and it like is the point of this, that the Terrorism Act defines terrorism as an act intended to influence a government, an international government institution, the public, or a section of the public.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew that part.
With intimidation.
That part was in there, yeah.
Yeah.
He was charged under terrorist legislation for the ricin that had been manufacturing in his home, and also the Al Qaeda manuals that he'd been downloading. But for the actual violent stuff that he didn't get a terrorist aspect.
Yeah, just got murders.
Who's he?
This guy.
Axel Ruda Cubana.
I can't see what your point.
It's a Welsh name. Some of them Welsh names are quite hard to pronounce.
Yeah, he's the one that stabbed all of those children at the Taylor Swift dance class. That that a load of people went to jail for saying stuff on Twitter about, like that one. So here it says that he downloaded that Al Qaeda terror manual that Kenzo alluded to, and that he'd also researched Nazi Germany and the Rwandan genocide and mass shootings in schools.
Oh wow.
Like,
a learned fellow.
Well, this is like, I've seen like talking heads on the media or whatever saying, well, you know, he's researched all of these different things, so that means he can't be any one ideology. And it's like
crazy. There's an ideology of crazy.
Well, yeah,
nutter, you know.
But you know, like you have to research stuff, like
yeah, you don't want to stab a bunch of people half-cocked. You need to have reasons.
Like, his family is from Rwanda, right? And they came as refugees to escape the Rwandan genocide. So, of course, he's allowed to Google that. Like, that goes without... Like, he should be allowed... He could Google... There's a perfectly logical explanation for that. Researching Nazi Germany, like... Has anyone ever watched the History Channel? Like, that's just Nazi Germany all the time. Like,
I played Wolfenstein.
But you played something where you have to shoot Al Qaeda guys as well. Like, so can't possibly be both or something. I don't know. It's dumb. Like, the idea that these ideologies... It's dumb suggesting that because he's researched more than just one subject, that means that he's not an extremist for one subject. Like,
Right. Oh yeah, know thy enemy.
yeah. But at the same time, I do also think that he is just a crazy person, like, who likes to kill people. Like, but it's dumb to say these things, like, to justify it. Like,
It is a form of terrorism, just because he's not linked specifically to an organized group and he's not doing it with a specific,
Yeah, there can
ideology.
be single acts, I think, of terrorism. Yeah, if that's, I just get worried when anybody says the actual phrase, "If this is what we want the language to mean, then we'll change it." I'm like, ooh, like that statement in a vacuum sounds super scary.
I think the problem is, though, Billy, people immediately, as soon as it happened, wanted to point to it being Islamic terror related,
Yeah, no,
And-
it was a Rwandan terror
Yeah,
related.
he's a Rwandan guy. His family
come
are
on.
Christian.
Don't be racist.
Yeah. So they're just trying to not.
What brand of Christian are they, though? That's what matters, because if you're not the brand of Christian that I am, then you can fuck off.
yeah, that makes a lot of difference, doesn't it? So because of this guy, apparently now, in polls, 55% of people say that they support the death penalty now. At least in
back
this
on the menu.
case, which is
I support it for
something. I won't be sad if this person dies.
No.
But I have objections on philosophical grounds. I think that you can't say killing is bad, therefore you should be killed. It seems.
Oh, I don't think killing's bad. I'm Old Testament.
No, I'm all for this guy dying, but I'm not sure if I want the Labour government being in control of my life in that way, Like,
Yeah.
potentially.
Oh, Tree Goblin's here. He asks, how you enjoying the cultural Marxist government, Mark? They're just as corporate as the other guys. Radical centrists all round. That's the problem. Dan Blackroyd says, watch the pigeon population flourish again. Not quite sure what that means. So yeah, the death penalty is back on the menu. Anyone got any takes on that before we move to the next thing? You have the death penalty in your respective states.
No, they don't have that in Cambridgeshire.
I don't think they have it right here right now.
So wait, I didn't realize that you guys didn't have the death penalty.
Oh, no, we don't.
You just in prison for life, if it's bad enough.
Yeah, except
No,
this
you
guy
don't
did.
have- the government don't enforce it, but if you step wrong in the ends, then it might be enforced on you.
What might be enforced?
You might get aired out, Billy.
Oh.
As soon as he pulls up in that prison van, then he'll have a target on his back for sure. But yeah, we don't. Do you, Billy, have it in California? Death penalty. It's not very big.
California.
I don't think we have it in California per se.
No.
I think Texas still has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they do. Summer Swan's here as well. Hello. Alright.
27 states out of our 50 still have the death penalty.
Woo!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, we've got a clip of
Kitchen knives are perhaps 25.
Idris Elba to watch.
Oh, I
almost
didn't
forgot.
I haven't seen this yet.
String a bell.
I like Idris Elba as an actor, you know?
Yeah, I don't as a person. I
Yeah.
found out recently.
Kind of racist.
I have no real opinion. Like, I was thinking then about things that I've seen him in. I think it's just the Marvel movies. Like, I don't even think I've watched anything else that he's in. Like, is he in a Fast and Furious or something? He seems like a guy who would put in one of those.
Most
Haven't seen
recently,
any of those.
Wasn't he married to Dawn French and used to do comic relief?
No, you're thinking of Ainsley Harriott, bro.
Jesus.
That's not me. That's a reference to like a news gaff. I didn't. Obviously,
No,
I know the difference.
he was exceptional in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, didn't play that either. Like,
Yeah.
wait, isn't he Knuckles in the Sonic franchise? Oh, I didn't
Oh,
watch
yeah, I
that
think
one
so.
yet
Yeah.
either. Actually,
Yeah,
I haven't watched that anyway. Cool. So obviously his opinion's really important. Let's find out what it is.
The truth is that kitchen knives are perhaps
What it is
Yeah.
25% of the knives used in most of the terrible crimes. That's one of the stats in the films.
Kitchen knife
You
is
mean
25.
they're used in stabbings?
In what? Sorry.
Stabbings is the word he was scared to use.
So for me, what for me is the interesting question there is what's the other 75%? Like, if you go
I think
into
17% is
Other knives.
forged, that they use their own forge to blacksmith it.
The other ones are zombie knives.
Yeah.
but there's no there's no
and
way.
there's still-
Shanks, do they
it's
count
on-
shanks in there?
Yeah, it's on the rise, but 8% is also weeb katanas from the mall.
Pocket knives. Or the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, with
2% of them were them walking sticks with the knife.
I was just about. I saw that at the bottom of the list. I was just like, "Oh, look at this! The last 2% is wood. That's crazy."
The old shoe knife as well. Like that's getting 0.5% of kills or something. Yeah, it's stunning to me that kitchen knives isn't higher than 25%. That seems ridiculously low. Like,
It seems like the easiest sharp, pointy thing to get there. Like.
And those kitchen knives are usually a domestic situation. Okay.
Yeah.
So kitchen knives.
Kitchens are in the
of course,
domicile.
They're domestic.
Yeah.
knives. I do think.
I bet 25% of those fights happen in the kitchen specifically.
Cook me dinner.
And I am wondering what the gender distribution on stabbing your partner in the kitchen is. Like, I have a feeling that
99% of those kitchen knives were used by women.
They don't record crimes based on nationality. I know that.
Right,
I think it's just a lot of it is probably just people really tired of making sandwiches.
Oh, we've had some more suggestions from the chat. Shifter screwdrivers, those are a classic, like for stabbing, for sure. Umbrellas, like
Ooh, ouch.
get someone with an umbrella.
Umbrellas.
Just ban those two. Ban them all.
Remember the old the classic style umbrella? Those ends were pointy.
We met a guy at Comic-Con who had a umbrella that was in a katana case.
We did, yeah, that was pretty cool.
I was gonna say, isn't that like Russian spy shit to have a little poison dart in the end of a
Oh yeah.
And we've forgotten about the classic gun/knife launcher. Like I've seen those before. That's a real thing.
A knife gun.
Yeah.
How many of these are attributed to bayonet?
Yeah, bayonet
Yeah.
counts
Yep.
as a knife. They leave triangle wounds that can't be sewed up too.
Oh.
Mm.
I think there is areas of innovation that we can do with kitchen knives. I hate to say it, not all
Make 'em
kitchen
pointier?
knives need to have a point on them. That sounds like a crazy thing to say, but actually it would
Yeah,
be.
Honestly, a lot of kitchen knives don't have a point on the end of them.
Butter
They're
knives.
blades.
Butter
Yeah.
knives don't.
Yeah.
No.
That knife that you use to cut the bread, like that doesn't have a
Yeah,
point.
a bread knife.
But they
Cheese
call it a
knives have
bread knife.
a curly bit at the end.
Those are. It's really hard to stab someone with a cheese knife. Like you just end up like stabbing yourself in the eye with it or something. Yeah, Spetsnaz knife. Moromi says one of those knife launchers. Yeah. Yeah, cleaver as well doesn't have a sharp bit.
Right?
Like, I mean, sure,
That's
it
true.
might.
That's true.
It might reduce
Butter
the
knives
number
don't
of-
have a sharp end either.
Is Idris Elba a knife expert? Like,
Well,
is there
didn't
any
you guys?
specific
wasn't-
reason they got him in to speak about stabbings and knives?
Wait,
And,
Well,
in
he
the,
is
in
from
the last
London, so
he looks like he's from London.
in the last year, wasn't a knife attack actually stopped by a guy that took like a whalebone or like a walrus tooth off a wall?
It was the fish, the swordfish, the sturgeon,
It-
the
A
whatever.
narwhal? A narwhal?
No, not a
Yeah,
narwhal, the
it wa-
fish.
it was a narwhal. It was a
A marlin.
Oh, it was a narwhal?
A narwhal.
I thought it
no,
was,
no, no.
yeah, the marlin. That's the word I was looking
So
for.
is he also suggesting that like you guys go around to every fish and chip spot and take any nautical things that might have points on them as well?
I
Like-
actually thought they had banned all even slightly pointy objects because I swear I remember like police accounts bragging about how they had confiscated weapons and among them were screwdrivers and crap. So I thought there was already a ban on all of that.
There is, yeah, because criminals always stick to the law. So like they ban guns, no one ever gets shot. That's how it works.
Well, you know, now we like there's going to be an epidemic of whetstones. You know, because like now there's all these criminals out there sharpening the points on their knives using a whetstone.
Well, so it'll be like
We need
a
need to
sort of
ban knife
shotgun kind of
sharpeners.
thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
knife sharpeners are dangerous.
See,
I could see them banning that. I really could.
that incident that you were talking about, Billy, the London Bridge terror attack, where they fought off the knife-wielding terrorist with a narwhal horn and a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. It's rad.
That's one of the things that they that Axel Rudakabana was looking at, that Guy reported to prevent, which is, you know, what we report like potential terrorist scallywags to when they're at school, like to get government intervention on them or whatever. So he watched a video of that, like, and that's one of the reasons that they called the federales on him, which you know, they've known about him forever, like since he was like 13. I recognize that's not forever, that's 4 years, but you know, they had loads of chances to like arrest him. He was doing all kinds of dodgy stuff, and my point was that we researched that because we covered it on the show. Like you're allowed to research different things, like it's ridiculous that they're putting that out.
I mean,
because...
Mizzy said it right. You know, British laws are weak. It's not his fault that he gets away with that shit.
That prick.
You know, you can still cut your food without the point on the knife, which is an innovative way to sort of look at it. And in a country in crisis,
saying let's make the knives less pointy isn't innovative. Like, it's.
I figured it out. They're gonna ban all but safety scissors, and they're gonna invent safety knives.
Well, in China, you need a license to get like not a license. That's not the right word. But you have to like register your kitchen knives when you buy them, and they like laser print on the side of them like your information. You know. So,
oh my god! Do they really?
Yeah, that's for real. Like I've seen that. Like.
Holy crap!
You know, so they can identify it, like if you use it as a weapon.
Yeah,
like-
Yeah.
It's a serial number, yeah.
Yeah, like
Got a
there's,
li-
there's
got a
supposed to
license
be
for
on
that
guns.
knife.
Got your knife license.
A knife.
All right, let's finish hearing what he's got to say.
Maromi makes a good point that no one said anything about chainsaws. Like, you are still allowed them
Right.
for now.
Y'all have that
Hi,
over there?
sis. I'm sorry, but yeah, let's look at that. But the truth is, all knives, you know, the loophole on the heritage knives allows the sale of zombie ninja swords to be sold. So while, you know, you've got your granddad's sword on there and you want that, that's fine, of course, but it is leaving a loophole for someone to carry a ninja sword. So let's ban them all. And
ninja sword.
if you have one of those knives, get a license for it. Simple as that.
Oh my god.
Why is Idris Elba against us achieving mastery in the katana?
Dude,
Ninja
I want to
sword.
move to Britain, just so that I could get a ninja sword license and have it
Ninja
like in my
sword
wallet.
license.
Like,
Right?
yeah, I have a.
That's
Does it cover my
the
samurai,
samurai
sword?
sword actually. Ninjas had really shitty, cheap swords that they
Yeah,
didn't
well, I
care
mean,
if they broke
it
and
was
left.
a lot shorter sword too, because they
Yeah.
couldn't carry a katana because it would, you know, give them away as. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, they had cheap like mass produced swords that it didn't matter if they fucking broke or left it behind.
Are you suggesting that Idris Elba may be culturally insensitive in this moment?
Yeah, I think he needs to learn more about ninja swords.
Also, is banning and putting licensing on everything really the answer? So say everyone decided for the next 5 years we're all going to murder each other with sticks.
I know.
They're going to like
There's
ban
always going to
breed.
be, if somebody wants someone else dead, they're going to find a way to do it.
How would you do
They're
it?
just
Dave?
trying to backtrack back to the Stone Age.
I mean,
And then you got to figure out how to ban pointy rocks.
well, no, but
Well-
then, like, what about people with big hands that can just choke
Yeah.
people? Should we start banning big-handed people?
You have to have a
Who knows what they'll
license
do?
to have
Yeah.
hands that
And
can reach
teeth.
around someone.
And teeth. If you've got teeth, you need a
Especially
license for
pointy
those.
ones.
Like, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable around that guy with those. He's got those big hands just out in the open, like brandishing them.
Yeah, it needs a.
You need some big
Ooh.
pockets.
You have to keep keep them in your pockets so you don't like,
Holster those.
You're not, you know, terrorizing people.
Main Hell says, "Run! He's got a board with a nail in it."
You know, houses could be built with blunt nails if you think about it. Like Idris is right.
I mean,
Oh.
true. Good luck
just
enforcing the
make them out
ninja
of
thing.
mud.
You gotta catch them first. You gotta find them.
A thought that I've had, Billy, regarding the Californian wildfires. Like, I don't think I've seen anyone else mention this, and maybe I'm wrong, so I might look stupid, which is why I didn't say it on Twitter in case I am wrong, but I'll say it now, because nobody watches this show. You know, in California, you have these fires all the time. Did anyone try, like, building their houses out of bricks?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Alright, good.
My wife's solution was if we like sold food already pre-sliced and pre-cut, then we wouldn't need knives.
Right. But wouldn't there but then we would have an aristocracy of people that work at bread knife factories, like that are cutting our bread. And they would be able to, you know, basically take power whenever they wanted. It'd be a bakery revolution.
It's a real pigeons and doves scenario all over again. Alright, so
Thanks, Idris.
on the subject of knife crime, I got another one for us to look at from this week that's quite surprising. So this is a
Who
man
knew knife crime was so
fuck's
entertaining?
who
Oh, you'll love this one, folks.
Oh.
Let's go back to the beginning.
I just want to know how my daughter's doing. We're mucking about playing in the kitchen. And for some reason, this has gone really weird. I mean, we're mucking about. I can't believe this. I don't know what it is. It's just pointless. What? Please, someone tell me. What's going on?
At the minute, mate, we've got no new
I'm
information.
going over to the area in 6 weeks where I don't believe it's happening. We're cooking tea. There's nothing about in the kitchen. I don't understand how this is happening. Honestly.
Scarlet Vickers would have celebrated her 16th birthday this year. She had a whole life ahead of her. Yet it was cruelly cut short by her own father, a man who was meant to protect her. We may never know why or what caused Simon Vickers to do what he did that night. And
What
sadly,
did he do?
today's verdict...
Stabbed his daughter.
Jesus.
But
Yeah.
like,
But his excuse is they were roughhousing, and he
Well, it's-
accidentally stabbed her to death.
he says his story is that they were messing around in the kitchen, and he reached into the drawer to grab some tongs and then push them into her like as a weapon. But oops, I accidentally picked up the kitchen knife like and stabbed her with it.
It says that that his story changed a couple times too.
Yeah, I'm sure it
Nice.
And had been drinking, watching football, and had smoked cannabis that day.
did. Yeah.
Oh, that totally just makes. But yeah, they're like he stabbed so deep that was not play fighting.
No.
With
exactly, that's what they said. Like it went way too deep. 11 centimeters,
Yeah, I mean,
I think it said.
You
There's a
wouldn't
part in
jab
this video-
tongs that hard.
You
There's
guys
a
need to
part
bring
in-
back the death penalty.
there's a
Yeah,
part
this
in
does
this
make
video-
you want to advocate for that kind of punishment.
There's a part that I don't think we caught, like that I just want to go over quickly.
I mean, we're mucking about. I can't believe this. I don't know what it is. It's just pointless. What? Please, someone tell me. What's going on?
At the minute, mate, we've got no new
I'm
information.
going over
I think I didn't. Oh, that was it then.
about.
What does he say? I can't see it.
Hang on.
At the minute, mate, we've got
He's
no
asking
new
what's going
information.
on. Like, does he not know where he is and
Yeah,
what's going on?
It's this part. Listen to what it says now.
Area in 6 weeks where I don't believe it's happening.
Oh, yeah, they're fucking blurred all the way through, beeped through it. He says,
Fuck.
we're supposed to go on holiday in 6 weeks. Like, so, you know, he's saying, oh, no, she's dead. Oh, what happened? I'm supposed to go on holiday? Like, seems quite an insensitive thing to say,
That
I think.
yeah. Now my holiday's ruined. God.
Uh-huh.
You know,
So, maybe Idris Elba is right. Maybe.
I mean, what if he had a ninja sword license though?
Then it'd be, it's okay, I had a license. We were just horsing around.
Oh.
Nigel Farage's nephew has been in trouble this week for upskirting, like, which is a thing. Like, he didn't go to jail though. He just got a fine, and some fees and stuff. Didn't even get put on the sex offenders register. Which
Was he allowed to keep the photos?
I doubt it. I saw people on Twitter trying to make this into a race thing, saying that this is a thing that white people do. Like, but I know that it was such a big problem in Japan that they passed a law that phone cameras have to make shutter sounds. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna
so that
say,
you
that's
can't
not
do
a-
that. Like, but then these people were in that scenario. Japanese people would count as white, and it like.
Well, they actually brought it into law here. Like it wasn't. There was no specific law against it. It's an actual law now.
Well, good. Like you shouldn't be allowed to just take photos of women's skirts or whatever. That's a weird thing to do. Like,
So upskirting actually involves the act of taking photos.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So it's not just like having like little square mirrors on the tips of your shoes and kind of standing around like just getting a little.
I think that's the same.
That's the same. Oh, that would still be considered the same, even if you weren't like recording it for future. So it's not taking the pictures. It's like
the actual charge for upskirting. I think it does denote taking a physical recording or photograph.
Okay, well, so then mirror shoes are still safe. Then.
Mirror shoes or just sliding along the floor and putting your head up there.
Hanging out under the school bleachers is still
That's
okay.
just regular sexual harassment.
All right. Good. Well, then schoolboys are safe. Like you can still hang out underneath the bleachers and so just don't record it and put it on your TikTok. He looks like an upskirter.
Yeah. It is.
That's weird. I mean, is he aware that the internet exists?
Well, I don't think that he was doing it to look at Poon. He was doing it like as a to weaponize it. You know, like
really? You think?
That? I think that's what I saw.
Oh,
so
wow.
more like blackmail, like sort of.
Well,
or something.
Hey, love. See what I say? I'm gonna show off these pictures of your minge.
Well, I think everyone was more just peed off that because he's related to Farage. They were trying to say this is some kind of two-tier
Oh yeah.
justice thing. How other people would get in more trouble, perhaps. I don't know, because he's related to Farage. Like,
I think there's some truth to that. Like,
it's two-tier because Farage should have, went online and told everyone to go out and riot for this as well, like he did for the Southport thing. The Farage riots. This could have been the Farage riots too. The Upskirt riots.
This is the co-op where it happened.
But was it a co-op as well?
What's a co-op?
Oh.
Of course you don't have co-op in America, do you? Co-op is like a supermarket chain that is like a cooperative, like that it's owned by its members.
It's like a 7-Eleven, basically. But
We have those, but it's usually like it's like a hippie co-op. Like so it's all like health food and like vegetables that people bring in from their different farms and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They tend not to have big ones, though. They tend to all be small, local, sort of small supermarkets.
Yeah, but they also do milk. I'm sure that they are responsible for some cow milking, farming, shit like that.
Sure it's cows.
Citizen Ronin says, "So what are we farting on? You arrived just in time." Oh,
so
not quite.
How many pictures did he get? It was all. Was it just like he got caught doing it to one chick, or?
What was the chick like?
How hot was she?
I haven't seen any pictures.
I need the deets.
So yeah, he done that. That's not cool. Weird. More UK.
Is this his picture right after he got caught?
This
is on the scene. Moments before getting caught.
No, this is what she saw while he was taking the picture.
Yeah. She turned and snapped it, and he was just smiling.
So, the new ambassador to the US from the UK has been approved by Trump, and it's everyone's favorite Lord, Lord Peter Mandelson. I don't know if you remember who that is.
Jeffrey's mate.
We've talked about him a few times, yeah. Like, Kenzo's right on the money there. Like, that he's...
Is he a boat owner then?
Yeah, potentially. He's definitely been on a boat and a plane.
Definitely been on a boat.
Former boat owner. Like,
I don't think I've ever heard somebody say he's definitely been on a boat, and me react to like being
there is links between him
like,
and
oh, nasty.
links between him and a certain former high school teacher.
Also boat owner.
Yeah, another one, yeah. Yeah, so here's the famous picture. Oh, it's the same fucking link.
And it's important to he was friends with him after he was convicted for nonce offences.
Yeah, the first time.
Oh.
Not after his alleged death. This was like after the first time he was caught diddling.
Dang, and he stayed friends after that.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. And now we've sent him to you guys to deal with.
Great.
So, you know, he'll be hanging out in Epstein's apartment.
Epstein called Pal Manderson Petey.
Yeah. It's creepy, isn't it?
Pedo Petey.
Diddy's going to escape and seek refuge in your consulate now and expect help from him.
Probably would help him.
My bad.
Alright, let's get to the big story. Not really any bigger than any of the others, but was just the one chosen for the thumbnail, really. So a woman has been charged by a court for cyber farting, like the first case of its kind. Like, so Rhiannon Evans was arrested for sending disturbing videos of her farts to her partner's former girlfriend. She's the first person in the UK to be charged with such an offence. She was given 12 months, a 12-month community order.
I thought you meant 12 months custodial.
No, that would...
Oh, so they have sentenced her already.
Yeah, so...
Okay, yeah, because like the first headline I saw was like, woman faces 25 years in prison. Like,
yeah, that would have been outrageous if she actually went to jail for it. I mean, it's still outrageous anyway.
So it's a landmark case.
Yeah.
Cyber farting, God.
My first thought on when I stumbled onto the story is like if she's sending bare arsehole farts, like
okay,
that's definitely a crime. Like 100%.
Well, it says here. Sorry, Mark.
From what I've read, the videos aren't public, so you can't see them. But it says that she's smiling and smirking, like, while farting. The fact that at no point does it say bare anus in the articles leads me to believe that she's farting through her jeans or whatever.
Well, it says here that
she could be wearing like a thong so that you can see like the cheek ripple a little bit.
It says disturbing videos of her farts were sent over Christmas. So what's a disturbing Christmas fart?
Disturbing.
One where you have a Christmas wreath around your ass. Maybe some lights strung up like the sides of your thighs, you know?
I think I'm going to remember disturbing Christmas fart for a while.
You had the mistletoe above her butthole.
Bruh.
The Crooked Painter says, had a girl fart in my mouth once while I was working, and she should be in jail.
That's what my bro was. Yep.
Thanks
Yeah, I
for
mean, that's,
sharing.
you know, sometimes, you know, I mean, sometimes when you're mining for gold, you know, there's going to be rock slides. That's the way I figure it, you know, like it's worth the effort.
It says here that on December the 22nd, 3 videos were sent, and 4 more of the same kind were sent over the course of the following several days, including on New Year's Day and Boxing Day.
New Year's farts. New Year's cyber farts.
Happy New Year, bitch!
That's not disturbing enough. I'm just trying to...
Yeah, she needs to be...
Does the report say if they were wet ones or not?
There is no clarification on the wetness, the length, the
juiciness
odor
of the farts.
of any of them. No.
Ah. She was spared jail because none of them were sharts.
Yeah.
Alright, here it is. The court was told that the videos of her passing wind were not only appropriate, but also indecent or grossly offensive. I don't think that farts are offensive.
I think I think she did probably go bottomless, like, you know, or like was wearing like
Yeah, I think
I mean,
she's
like,
probably
farts
like at least
through
down to
pants
underwear.
isn't bad. Yeah, farts through pants is like, okay, that's like whatever. But I mean, if you're describing it that way, I feel like they saw more than they.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think she had like a decent Apple phone and she recorded it on super slow mo, so you could see the cheeks vibrating. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like I feel like there would have to be some like cheek vibration along with the fart for it to really start being like, oh, you know, like.
I mean, consider this. It is so inappropriate that you can't find them online. That's pretty bad.
Shouldn't don't all like civil matters become public record at some point? So can we look forward to like these videos being
These
released?
fart videos.
is this a worse
Billy's
crime
talking like a fart expert.
Is this a worse crime than upskirting someone in a co-op?
It's yeah, probably.
No, I think you should be able to send farts to people.
Well, anonymous ones.
I mean, because it's like I would say it falls under freedom of speech, personally.
You know,
Free
actually,
speech absolutist, like I should be
True.
able to like
True.
fart on anyone.
But
that I
isn't
want,
speech
you know?
from the mouth?
Well, here's the thing: is what would
expression.
probably get him is actually just the harassment part of sending a crap ton of videos. Period. To this person, unwanted videos. But I will say this:
what is the acceptable amount?
in the U.S., if you fart on somebody intentionally, that's assault.
Well, I mean, only if I don't. Is
Yeah, but
it
what's
though?
cyber
Like,
fine?
I think
Yeah.
it would like even through pants. Like
If you go up to somebody and
Like
fart
fart
on
in their
them like
face?
against their will, and they really felt like they
Like
could
if
punch you,
like if it, like,
and
say
you
if they were,
started it.
sitting like they were sitting
Yeah.
down having a lunch or whatever, and you walked up and like your ass was like right next to their face, and you farted on them like that, like that.
Yeah,
right?
it's assault. It's considered assault.
If Riley farted on Eric July, he would call the police.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like and say it was assault. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's the same as spitting or coughing on somebody on purpose. It's assault, and it also means that if they deck you for it, it's
what about-
self-defense.
Bodily
What
fluid
about-
transfer in that.
What about if you do that thing where you fart into your hand, like, and just pass it to someone? Like, why can't we go back to the old days of farting in an envelope and mailing it to someone?
It says here that she proceeds to pass gas by placing the camera on her bottom and passing the gas. The prosecutor
see,
added.
yeah.
Yep, that
So-
is.
So they saw up close, like with like an iPhone 16 macro camera, ripples in the cheeks while the fart was coming out. That's
Probably.
that's pretty good. Bravo.
Like,
Are
placing
those what
the
came out from
camera
her
on
farts right
her
there? That picture?
bottom.
Yeah, I like that. I kind of like that. That's the ad. I like the ad they're using for their fart.
Yep. She farted and then like held those up into the camera, and she was disgusted.
Yeah, so
but when you decide she farted into the camera, don't sound so bad. But putting it in law speak, like she put the camera against her bottom, it sounds a lot worse.
Then it sounds a lot gross. Like there's more to it than just the farting
Yeah.
itself.
So, on the question of is farting into a camera a freedom of speech issue, like, I think that it does count, in my opinion, as freedom of speech.
Yeah, you're just talking out your ass.
But the distinction with this case is that she's sending them to her like personal WhatsApp account, like which is different from if she went on YouTube and said, "Oh, I dedicate this to," says the person's name and then farts into the camera, like,
or just tag her in the video.
So,
Right, so it's like the calls were harassment. It's just like, I mean, you even like calling somebody too much or texting them a bunch, like.
Yeah, this is basically just cyber harassment, but calling it a cyber farting incident is way better.
Is this worse than taping money to a warehouse?
I don't know. Yes, it definitely is. I think.
Personally, I would, rather somebody tape money to my property than fart at me, but...
And is there heavier sentences for front bum farts?
God damn it. Oh, that is something, I would clarify, armpit farts do not count as assault. It has to be real farts.
So if you just edit in the fart sound.
Right. Oh, you have to physically, for assault charge, you have to physically actually fart on them.
If you had good lawyers, you would have been like, no, this is completely...
This is really going to like hit the whoopee cushion industry hard. People are going to lose jobs.
Queefs.
Freedom of queef.
God damn.
And she received a 12-month community order and a fine of about £300. That's about $60 per fart.
And a third of an upskirt. For some reason here it mentions the Salmon Act of 1986, which requires individuals to demonstrate the lawful provenance of any salmon they possess.
What?
You
okay.
have to tell the state how many salmon you got.
It also says there's similar bizarre laws across the world. So
I was about to say, what does that have to do with farts? Then they really are talking about queefs now. You know, Ohio had a serial pooper that made the news.
I did research on that because I was trying to work out if it was Matthew Burdick, like
right?
Because it's in his area where he's from, I think.
When it was I got blamed. The college. I was in college in Ohio at the time, and my friends kept blaming me.
Yeah. Well, it definitely wasn't you, because I've seen the picture of the guy who it was, because they caught him on CCTV and it, but never were able to deduce who he actually was.
Yeah, actually, I got blamed before, when they just knew that there was a human pooping places. They didn't know male, female, or anything. There was just a serial pooper. Thank goodness for that CCTV. It helped me clear my name.
Yeah. Let's pull that story up while we're on the subject of pooping and stuff.
Yeah, this fart thing keeps making me think of it. I'm like, we had a serial pooper. That was a very bizarre freaking case.
Here's the Wikipedia article about the bowel movement bandit.
Bowel movement bandit. Oh my god, I didn't even know it had a wiki. That's awesome.
In Akron it was. Where
Akron,
someone
yeah.
kept shitting through the sunroofs of random people's cars for 3 years.
Yeah, look at years.
Wow.
Reign of Terror lasts a couple years.
Here's a list of times they shit in people's
In
cars.
the cars.
And the make of the cars.
You would
Yeah.
think after it happened a couple times, everybody would remember to close their fucking sunroofs.
It's interesting that it's all Toyotas, Mitsubishis, and Chevrolets. Like, at first, I was scrolling and I thought, these are all Japanese cars. Then I got to
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say, maybe
Chevrolet,
it's got
and then another
Yeah.
Japanese car, and I started to think, maybe someone just shit in their own car, like, and blamed it, like, on the pooper, but then there was more Chevrolets, so that increased in the pan. Yeah, I thought it was just going to go back to Japanese cars.
Nobody's shitting in British cars. That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
That's that could be a selling point. The least shit on car in the nation. Austin, you know, like.
Let me find you the picture of him as well. So you can
One
see.
of him pooping.
Yeah.
Well, I would assume that that's the only way they would know that that person specifically was. Yep, the pooper. It's because they were pooping.
That's the guy.
That's the guy. Thank goodness for this
Looks
picture.
like that
So.
3PO guy.
Nuh-uh, no, don't do him like that's dirty. Don't want to do him dirty like that.
This is Acrobatic Chronicles Brown.
So what was this guy's name?
They don't know what his
JD.
name is.
Uh,
Just the Akron pooper, or the, what did it call him? The Barstool Bandit.
The
That
bowel,
doesn't make
the
sense.
bowel
Bowel
movement bandit.
Bandit. Yeah. The Barstool Bandit's a different guy.
Can you move the camera down a bit?
I can't. That's it.
There is another picture where they just blurred, yeah, the poop. That one he's shitting on a car instead of in it.
Is there some pictures of the poop?
I hope not.
Look, it actually sparked a conversation about whether or not you could DNA test poop to like find him that way.
Yeah. You left the DNA evidence within your feces.
It turns out that no, you can't really pin down a person by their poop.
No.
I don't know. I bet you Sherlock Holmes could figure it out.
Oh yeah, sure.
Just
For sure.
he'd like lick it and be like, it's a bit nutty. Like,
Yeah.
I think this person lives near a sycamore tree.
Oh, I could tell that they had Chinese takeout last night.
The chat sheriff. I love this chat.
And by the density, I can tell that they're sedentary, so they must have either ordered in or had to walk a short distance.
It narrows it down to like this street right here.
Yeah. There's only 2 Chinese takeouts in South London that have that characteristics.
Use that oil.
It has to be someone
Shit.
in this house, but only one of you has a gluten intolerance. Scatology is not real science. I think that's it, guys. I think that's everything that we had.
This is
to talk
this
about.
might be the shittiest episode we've
That is
ever
all
done.
the fart jokes I've got.
Anyone got anything they wanna say before we throw to the poem to take us out?
Oh god. I didn't do it.
No? Good work, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in the chat. Billy is doing the poem this week, ain't you, Billy? I just need to find the thing so I can embiggen you. There it is. Ooh, not that one. Let me turn myself off. Okay, hit us, Billy.
Elf lives matter.
I've sat here for 40 seconds talking to no one. A charismatic man. It's not terrorism. Let's hear the puppet out. I use piss, shit, and farts as the cloud of darkness moves in. That makes a lot of difference. I won't be sad if this person dies. It's back on the menu. The last 2% is wood. It's a sharp, pointy thing to get in there. Get a ninja sword license. It's a real pigeon and dove situation. Upskirting. Was he allowed to keep the photos? This is the thing white people do. There is some truth to that. The upskirt riots. They are responsible for milking. It's not bigger than any of the others. Cyber farting. It's outrageous. Bare asshole farts. No clarification on the wetness. Freedom of queef. That's $50 per fart. There are similar laws across the world.